What happens when two of the biggest names in MMA collide? Not just in the octagon, but in a rivalry that shook the entire sport. It's been over 6 years since Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov faced off in the octagon, a clash that became the most anticipated and talked about event in mixed martial arts history, especially in the UFC. But how did these former acquaintances transform into fierce rivals? Sit back and get ready to dive into the full story of the heated conflict between the notorious Irishman and the Dagestani Eagle. At first, no one could have imagined that years later, we'd be discussing the McGregor-Khabib clash as a legendary event that actually took place, rather than a what-if dream fight like Khabib versus Tony Ferguson. Looking back, there were no early signs of the intense rivalry that would develop between these two fighters. Khabib made his UFC debut in January 2012 and continued to excel until April 2014. Why focus on that time frame? Because after his 6th win in the promotion, Khabib faced a tough period marked by injuries and setbacks, which kept him from competing or even training properly for over 2 years.
Well, I think, I had a very tough opponent. He's ranked number 5. I think I did pretty well tonight, and I think all of top 10 really need to learn wrestling if they want to compete with me.
Conor McGregor joined the UFC in April 2013, and despite facing serious injuries like a torn ACL, he worked hard to recover and return to the octagon as quickly as possible. In old fight footage, you can even spot Khabib Nurmagomedov in the fan sections near the cage, recording Conor's walkouts on his phone. The two supported each other on social media, often exchanging kind words during tough times. 2014. At that time, with both fighters in different divisions, there was no rivalry, just mutual respect, as their careers didn't overlap or interfere with each other.
Some people like to hate on that, but that's not my problem. I show up and I show up ready to fight, so they are rewarding me for it. But again, Saturday night I will go in and prove my wood once again. Like time and time again, I will prove my wood every single time.
Of course, we can't overlook an interview with Khabib from early 2015, where he responded to a coach's question about how a potential fight with the notorious Conor McGregor might play out if it were ever scheduled.
No, I like Conor McGregor, but he come on 55, for me need to smash him, no problem. He's striking guy, I like him. I think he can beat Jose Aldo, maybe finish him, but a lot of people think Jose Aldo beat him, but my opinion, I think he kill him. But if he come on 55.
Tensions began to rise closer to 2016 as Conor McGregor's popularity skyrocketed, surpassing that of other UFC fighters. In July 2015, he claimed the interim featherweight title, and by December, he became the undisputed champion, defeating the King of Rio, Jose Aldo, with a stunning 13-second knockout.
I'd like to thank, on behalf of myself and the promotion, thank all the media members for all the work that they put in. We are extremely grateful. Tonight was a phenomenal night, $10.1 million gate, the highest pay-per-view of the year. We've done it again. It's been a great year for myself, my team, my family, the promotion. I'd like to congratulate the UFC, everyone at the UFC that puts in all the hard work behind the scenes. Again, extremely grateful.
Around the same time, McGregor was asked by a journalist about Khabib, who was then referred to as one of McGregor's friends.
My buddy Khabib, yeah. There's no friends in this game. Business has no friends.
However, Conor acknowledged the possibility that Khabib could win the lightweight title, which could lead to them facing each other in a championship fight.
When Jose Aldo's chin hits the floor in 4, who exactly are you going to go up and take the belt from at 155? Whoever has it. Who do you predict is going to have it? I think Khabib will get the lightweight belt. All right.
While Khabib Nurmagomedov was recovering from a serious injury, Conor McGregor stayed active, announcing his ambition to move up a weight class and challenge Rafael dos Anjos for the lightweight title. The UFC leadership eagerly granted McGregor the chance to skip the line of top contenders and challenge for the lightweight title. This decision undoubtedly angered the division's top fighters, but there was little they could do. McGregor's star power guaranteed record-breaking ratings and revenue that no other fighter could match, even collectively. Meanwhile, Khabib was determined to make his comeback in early 2016, and Tony Ferguson, another top contender, was also in the mix. Ferguson was just as deserving of a title shot as Khabib, so the promotion made a strategic move by pairing them against each other, while McGregor pursued his historic goal of becoming the first double champion in UFC history.
For 2 years, now I'm very exciting. I know for fans, very interesting how I come back, but for me it's too. And that's why I ask UFC, give me toughest opponent. UFC say, we have Tony Ferguson, 7-win streak. And I said, let's go, let's do this.
Both fighters faced unexpected changes as their original opponents withdrew from upcoming events, leaving them to face short-notice replacements. On March 5th, at UFC 196, McGregor suffered a loss to Nate Diaz via submission. Meanwhile, in April, Khabib Nurmagomedov returned to action and dominated Darrell Horcher, securing his 7th straight UFC victory since his debut.
Last 2 years I sit down in the jail. I said this after fight. Now I'm free. Now I'm ready for the title, and I'm happy about my comeback. I'm very excited when I go to the cage. You know, I'm very happy now.
However, Khabib's excitement was short-lived as the rivalry between McGregor and Nate Diaz took center stage again. On August 20th at UFC 202, the Irishman redeemed himself by defeating Diaz in their rematch via majority decision, marking his return to victory.
Surprise, surprise, motherfucker! The king is back!
Khabib's impressive winning streak was quickly overshadowed, and Tony Ferguson's name was barely mentioned. Once McGregor was back to winning, he was immediately thrust into the title picture, bypassing Khabib, who had already earned a contract for a title fight. Unbelievably, in November at UFC 205, Khabib was originally set to face Eddie Alvarez, the reigning champion who had defeated Rafael dos Anjos, to stake his claim for the lightweight belt. But the UFC abruptly changed course, stripping Khabib of his title shot and handing it to McGregor. Instead, Khabib was paired with Michael Johnson, who was seen as a stepping stone for him to defeat.
I hope you're very happy to see me. I hope.
I'm very happy to see you.
Eddie Alvarez and Conor McGregor, you promote this fight. UFC sent me 2 contracts, and you never talk about this. Why?
You know why?
Why?
The answer is, as you know, you were used as a pawn in that game, and you know that's the truth. And I said that to you, and I said that to your management team, that you were being used.
How you know this if UFC never do this before? How you know this? You work with UFC. UFC block you.
There's a guy by the name of Frankie Edgar over there who could tell you a bit about history.
Block you, right?
No, they didn't.
No, you don't work with UFC no more, Fox, right?
Yeah, I don't work for them, right?
How you know this?
Because I've been around this sport for a long time, and they do this to get guys to have leverage as a negotiation ploy. Look at Frankie Edgar over there. He's been waiting to fight Conor McGregor for 2 years, and he hasn't done so. So I knew what was going on.
But UFC don't send him contract.
As the scheduled date approached, the tension surrounding the event grew, and Khabib's frustration was clear for all to see. It was easy to sympathize with him. He had been sent 2 contracts for a title fight, only to have them taken away and handed to McGregor, the more popular fighter and showman.
She say after this fight I'm gonna fight for the title.
Do you believe it?
I think I deserve this. But about what happened, this is up to main event. Because if Conor win, of course he no take this fight. And if Alvarez win, I hope he take this fight.
Just before the official weigh-ins, Khabib, frustrated by the ongoing injustice and his own injuries, crossed paths with McGregor backstage. They exchanged a few words, and as Khabib looked McGregor in the eyes, he told him that he would smash his face in the future. This marked the first real interaction between the two since their friendly photo together in 2014.
This is true. This is not trash talking. Hey guys, Irish only 6 million, Russian 150 million. I want to fight with your chicken because this is #1 easy fight in lightweight division.
Khabib fought on the same card, but earlier than McGregor, who was slated for the main event. Khabib's speech before his fight was filled with genuine emotion, as he was truly fed up with the UFC's dismissive treatment and the constant injustices he faced at every turn.
Conor McGregor, there was a apparent backstage altercation. What exactly happened?
I saw video how he looked with Tyron Woodley morning, and after my weigh-in, when I go, he watched me. I say, what? Maybe he think I'm Tyron Woodley or Eddie Alvarez. I'm different, you know. I'm living in the street. Where I'm from, this is different. This is not about like camera here or not camera here. This is not about this. This is about different. For me, it's all my life. I have a lot of fight in the street. I know when I come to professional, I stop this because I can hurt somebody, but I have big experience. He watching like me, like, for me, it's like nothing happened. It's okay.
Thanks, guys.
But I think very soon.
You already know what happened next, and we've discussed it in previous videos multiple times. History shows that McGregor passed his test against Eddie Alvarez, becoming the first fighter in UFC history to hold 2 belts simultaneously. This achievement set another PPV record and brought in astronomical amounts of money for both the company and McGregor. Meanwhile, other fighters, aware of the tough situation, continued to fight each other in hopes of being noticed. The reality was tough for everyone involved. As expected, after securing the title, McGregor took a break, not just any break, but one where he set his sights on conquering the world of boxing, dreaming of a massive payday for a fight with Floyd Mayweather.
That's what makes this the biggest fight in combat sports history. You laugh, but I do. Listen, when you put 2 people anywhere, here, anywhere, and they start throwing punches, anything is possible. And
no one planned to strip McGregor of his title. It was understood that he would be taking time off, and everyone, including the matchmakers, was just waiting for his return. The best move the UFC could make for Khabib was to give him another shot at Tony Ferguson, marking their 3rd scheduled fight. This match, set for March 4th, 2017, at UFC 209, would be for the interim lightweight championship.
100%, I think this is real championship fight. I don't care about him. You guys know his Uncle Dana gave him gift. He jumped over with all contenders and he fight for the title, you know, like, I don't understand this fight. He catch him couple times, he go down, Eddie Alvarez. You know, this fight, for me, is fake fight. And I don't think about him. Hey, we have real fight now. This is like people main event, you know. This is one of the biggest fight 2017.
Khabib's bad luck continued when he got injured again, forcing him to pull out of the March 2017 event. In October, Tony Ferguson faced Kevin Lee, submitting him with a triangle choke to claim the interim lightweight title while McGregor still held the undisputed belt. Khabib had no choice but to keep waiting, recovering, and preparing for his next shot at victory, which he hoped would bring him closer to a title fight. Finally, on December 30th, he faced Edson Barbosa at UFC 219.
A real contender fight, and he's top 5, I'm top 5, you know, and after this fight I'm gonna fight for the title when I beat him, inshallah. And this year I wanna finish, and New Year I wanna come like #1 contender.
At the same time, a controversial moment appeared online, initially unnoticed, but eventually leading to significant consequences. It was an interview with Artem Lobov, who harshly criticized Khabib in a local news outlet. Lobov, a close friend and sparring partner of McGregor at the time, compared Khabib unfavorably to Conor, calling him a chicken for pulling out of fights. He argued that McGregor fought Mendes with a torn ligament, won, and never pulled out of a fight despite injuries, while Khabib had pulled out 6 times due to pain, showing a lack of respect for the fans who traveled to see him. Lobov went on to call Khabib a coward, contrasting him with McGregor, who fought through everything. Khabib, focused on his own fight, went on to dominate and beat Edson Barbosa, not paying much attention to Lobov's words at first.
For fight, I talked with Javier Mendes. Javier say you have to focus on fight. You're smiling, you're relaxing. Let's focus on fight. But I told him, I'm focused, coach. Don't worry. I wanna enjoy with this time because last time I fight November 1 year ago, and I wanna a little bit enjoy it.
In 2018, the UFC finally acknowledged that they couldn't wait for McGregor indefinitely. Despite their reluctance, they stripped him of his lightweight title. It was then decided that the vacant belt would be contested in April at UFC 223, with Khabib Nurmagomedov facing Tony Ferguson for the 4th time.
I think it's gonna be happen. I hope. But when I pull out, everybody talk about this, but you guys remember why I fight with that Horcher? Because he pull out. He pull out too. I pull out, he pull out. Now we're gonna fight for real belt. 10 win streak versus 25 win streak.
Let's start by saying that this event became one of the wildest in UFC history, with a series of unexpected events. A week before the fight, on April 1st, Tony Ferguson had to pull out after injuring his ACL while giving an interview and tripping over a TV cable.
I was calling people today and everybody thought it was an April Fool's joke, but unfortunately it's not. Tony Ferguson hurt himself. He tore his LCL, and apparently that's an injury that you don't need surgery on, but he actually tore it off the bone. He's going to need surgery.
Over the next few days, the UFC was scrambling to find fighters willing to step in on short notice, assuring the public that the event wouldn't be canceled. On April 4th, Khabib encountered Artem Lobov in the hotel lobby and confronted him over the harsh words Lobov had said about him in an interview the previous December. Fortunately, Khabib kept his composure, and it didn't escalate into a full fight, though he did slap Artem for talking trash. With only a few days left before the event, Max Holloway, the featherweight champion, agreed to step in as a replacement fighter, representing Hawaii with pride.
No interim champ. When this fight is over, champion. One of these guys will be the champion.
Just a few hours after the press conference was shared on social media and fighters were focused on cutting weight for the weigh-ins, a chaotic incident occurred. Conor McGregor attacked a bus containing Khabib, his team, and other fighters scheduled for the event. While Conor's intentions were to defend his friend, his actions couldn't be justified, as many fighters were injured in the attack, despite having no involvement in the conflict. As a result, some fighters had to withdraw from the event due to the injuries they sustained during the chaos.
Obviously, I don't have any canned statements or anything to say other than what happened here today is Conor and approximately 20 guys apparently were let in through the doors by the MacLife guys who were credentialed here. They opened the doors for him through an entrance. They stormed the building, got down to the loading docks where the fighters were getting on the buses and started to attack the buses, throwing trash cans and dollies and things like that. Broke one of the windows and cut Michael Chiesa really bad. He had glass. He cut his head. He cut his face. Rose Namajunas apparently was almost hit. She's super upset right now and basically left and walked back to the hotel and hurt one of our employees, broke one of our employees' knuckles and other injuries, and obviously everybody's shaken up when 30 thugs storm these guys are all cutting weight and getting ready for a fight. This is the most disgusting thing that has ever happened in the history of the company.
At the same time, footage surfaced online showing Khabib's reaction to the incident. In the video, he shared a few words about the situation and sent a message to Conor.
Send me a message, hey, come here, this place, and that's it. Without security, without UFC, without nothing. Just send me a message, let me know where, and that's it. And with what time.
The following day during the weigh-ins, Khabib faced a setback as his nutritionist, George Lockhart, stopped working with him due to a conflict of interest, having worked with Max Holloway for much longer. Despite this, Khabib still managed to successfully cut weight, while Holloway couldn't even make it to the scale and withdrew from the fight due to medical reasons. The UFC was once again in a difficult position, initially reaching out to Anthony Pettis, but he demanded too much money without any assurance of meeting the conditions for a title fight. Just when it seemed the event might be canceled and Khabib's dream might not happen, the UFC turned to the 11th ranked fighter, Al Iaquinta, to save the event.
So as soon as we found out that Holloway didn't make weight, and that he was medically unfit to continue to cut weight. You know, we started looking at the other guys on the card. Pettis, we jumped the gun too fast and said, you know, we were going to give Pettis the fight. Al, Iaquinta, and Felder were demanding the fight, going crazy, like wanted this fight badly, and I love that. And if you look at, you know, where Al is ranked and, you know, his last 5 fights, he made the most sense. The problem with Al was he was 155.2, which isn't fight. Well, that was with his underwear on. The commission literally weighed his underwear, and they were 0.2, so he made.
Khabib had to endure a lot of chaos just to step into the octagon, regardless of who his opponent was. Despite all the challenges, he managed to dominate and claim the undisputed championship. After defeating Iaquinta, he finally achieved his dream. Now, the most exciting part of the story is about to unfold.
We're gonna fight, you know, because I really want this guy. Make him humble, a little bit teach him, and you know, not only smash, like change his face. You know, I want to change his face. Of course, with face, I can change his mind too. You know, and this is what I want.
The aftermath of the bus assault wasn't quickly forgotten. After a short court process, fines, and community service hours, the UFC took control of the situation. Given the intense rivalry between the two fighters and the massive media attention, it became one of the biggest PR moments in MMA history. With a captivating backstory and huge public interest, the announcement that the fight was happening was inevitable. The only question was when, and on August 3rd, the UFC revealed the exciting news. Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor would face off on October 6th at UFC 229. with the lightweight title on the line.
More personal than usual, but for me, like I said before, I'm a veteran now. I've been almost in every damn weight division. I've been in every combat sport at all levels. So it can be anything to me now. It's just I'm going to get in this cage and maul this man, and that's it. So
I came back for the love of this, to come and shut this man up. A little rat, a little weasel, a little hard man in groups, cowers away, and that's what you saw with that little shite on the bus over there. He his jocks after doing something to his own countryman that had nothing got to do with anything. Fanboy! The man was a fanboy. He bought t-shirts of mine. He fucking supported the cause. You remember that? You little fanboy. You little fanboy bitch. He bought t-shirts to support the cause. Nothing but respect. And then over on his neck of the woods, a man involved in something who's now in prison. But Vladimir Putin locked him up for embezzling 150 million worth of money from the Russian people. Started to invest and pump money into his gym. So he started to grow in power. Started to gain this false power and started thinking he was a little hard man, tough guy. Then shit hit the fan with your man. He gets locked up and now there's not a bean left. And now here I am to put the nail in the coffin. That's how it began. He was a fanboy. Thought he was a little hard man after a while with some money, like many people do. Money and numbers. Now the money's gone. The numbers are still there, but trust me, his own countrymen, his own people that he's turned his back on, they want to see him gone too, and I am going to do it in the name of the Russian people.
I'm come here for smash this guy.
Smash me, mate. Smash me. Smash me. You say send location. Here it is, right here in front of you. I'm right in front of you. Did you not see me outside the bus? No. Did you not see me right in front of you outside the bus? I showed you my hands, no weapons. The first thing when I showed up at that bus, I showed not my hands to let it know I come here unarmed, no weapons. Step off the bus. You talk the big game, now I'm here. He done fucking nothing. He sent and took a that bus, hid and cowered behind fucking women and caused what happened to happen. So that's fucking that.
You top three 4 times. You top 4 times.
So what? I'll tap your head off the canvas, kid.
You tap like chicken.
I'll tap your head off the canvas. He's a glass jaw. The Chechens, my Chechen friends, the Vainaki soldiers, they told me that they have chicken jaws in Dagestan. And I believe them because I know a glass jaw when I see one. And I've seen this man wobble many times. I've seen his brother sparked unconscious in another promotion. I know he is afraid of a smack. And if you're afraid of a smack off me, a smack will feel like a double-barrel shotgun. So I believe the inside the force. But I have been wrong before. I will be prepared for 5 rounds. You're looking at a fighting veteran.
The level of tension and excitement leading up to this fight was beyond words, unprecedented and filled with anticipation. The rivalry had reached such a height that it surpassed all expectations, crossing every boundary. It was a battle between 2 worlds, with each side eagerly awaiting the historic clash. The entire arena was electric, and viewers around the world couldn't take their eyes off the action in the octagon. But the intensity didn't stop after the fight itself. All the energy Khabib had bottled up over the years erupted like a volcano after his victory in the 4th round.
Here's what's going to happen. What's going to happen is, this is what I believe. If I put this belt on you, everybody, not other people might help.
Khabib was visibly enraged in front of thousands of fans, making it the first and last time he expressed such fury. He took out his anger on Conor, avenging every insult thrown at him. But the situation didn't end there. A brawl broke out between the 2 teams, leading to hefty fines and suspensions for both fighters. UFC 229 became one of the biggest, most hyped, and most controversial events in the history of the promotion.
No, listen, being in there, in the middle of this thing when it was going on, I felt that I have to start worrying about the fans and people that are inside the arena, media, the guys that are, that are there watching the fight. And I felt that if we put the belt on him in the middle of the octagon, it was going to rain.
First of all, I want to say sorry to Athletic Commission, Nevada, sorry to Vegas. I know this is not my best side, this is not my best side. I'm a human being. My father teach me, hey, you have to be always respectful. My old team, where I'm training California 7 years, everybody know who I am. All my friends, like everybody who know me, they know who I am, And I told you guys, these guys, not only him, his whole team and him, they tap machines. I told you guys, when you put him wrong way, he gonna tap.
I catch his neck and I choke him like, he tap, it's like, and I think, hey, you bring like thousands people from Ireland here, on different part of world, and you tap in front of them, like, and you talk about warrior or something like this. How you can tap? Go sleep, like. And he tap, and I was like, okay, it's not enough, I need something, it's like. And I see like some his corners like talk with me, like, and I think, oh, I have to bite his heart.
Conor and Khabib never reconciled, and it seems unlikely that will change anytime soon. However, they gave us unforgettable moments and accomplished things in MMA that no one else has. What do you think about the greatest conflict in MMA history? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our new videos, and hit the like button if you enjoyed this one. See you soon.